And then these are the legs. The angles connected to the legs, let's squiggle them. The angles connected just to a leg, those are called the leg angles. Those will always add up to 180 in a trapezoid. And so why don't you write that down? That's consecutive leg angles are supplementary. Consecutive leg angles are supplementary. Now, I'd like you to eyeball the midpoint on the left, eyeball the midpoint on the right, connect. That has a name. Tell a neighbor what that name is. Go. Median, also called a mid what? Mid, not a midpoint. Seg. It's a mid seg. Yes. And it has two different names, two different textbooks. Okay. The median is the average of the bases. So it's base plus base over 2, just like a midpoint. It's the average of the bases. And an isosceles trapezoid has everything above and 2 equal legs, just like an isosceles triangle. Once you have an isosceles trapezoid, there are 3 things that are congruent. The first one is you have congruent legs. Second one congruent is you have congruent base angles. See the pink and the purple? The pinks are equal, the purple is equal. Draw on the diagonals. Kind of darken the corners there. Draw the diagonals, darken the corners. Ready? I'd like you to finger pinch the blue, please. Finger pinch the blue diagonal. Now finger pinch the green. Finger pinch the blue again. Finger pinch the green. First question, do they cut to each other's midpoint? Yes or no? Okay, this is not a midpoint, but are they of equal length? Yes, okay, so we have congruent diagonal lengths, but they do not go through the middle. That's a trapezoid. If you haven't figured out, you need to memorize all these qualities. Exactly. Bingo. Right. Okay, kites. Believe it or not, kite is a geometric figure. Here's the basic definition of a kite in geometry. You have consecutive congruent sides. In other words, it's not the sides opposite that are equal, it's the sides next to each other. It's kind of common sense. How many of you have actually made a kite when you were a kid? Make something like it. Tell a neighbor, what kind of kite did you make? What color was it? Did you decorate it? Did it work? So how many of you, did your kites actually work? Yeah. Some of you did? I never did. I think I used too heavy paper or something. All right, so congruent consecutive kites. Now, really important you get this. I'd like you to sweep these angles. And if you don't have 2 different colors, like sweep those, squiggle these. Okay, I'm going to use the terminology here. I'm going to call the blue ones the long angles. Do you understand what I mean by long? They're kind of on the long edge of the kite. You understand what I mean by long, guys? Yes? Long, and then the short, I'm going to call those the short angles. You good with that? Okay, go like so. Say long angles bisect.
Long angles bisect.
Short angles congruent. Again, long angles what?
Bisect.
Short angles what? Long angles are? Short angles are? You know what? I'm going to add something to it. Long angles bisect, not congruent. Short angles congruent, not bisect. Guys ready? Oh, yes. Excuse me. Ready? Say it with me. Long angles bisect, not congruent. Short angles congruent, not bisect. Mark it. In other words, those squiggles, warning, they're not cut in half. That's really important. You understand that. Those blue ones are not equal, but they are cut in half. See the difference? Trace the angle that's in the middle and then you got the crossbars. Trace the angles that are in the middle. Trace the angles in there. Tell a neighbor what kind of angles you think's going on there. Yes, you're right. If you figure it out, you know that you have to have a right angle there. So that's that D right there. Diagonals are perpendicular. Very good. Ready? Go to today's lesson. Ready? On the left and the right, I'd like you to read the instructions. First off, I want you to label the legs and the bases for both of them. And then label anything you know to be true. Label the legs and the bases for both of them. And then anything you know is true. Go. Label the legs and the bases for both of them. And then anything you know is true. Mark anything else you know is true for both of them. This dotted line is the median. I forgot to add the hatch marks. Keep marking what you know to be true, guys. Keep marking whatever you know to be true. Diagonals are perpendicular. Okay, guys, so you should at least have minimally this. Base does not mean bottom. It's really important you get that. Base, how many of you on the left, you labeled that correctly? Thumbs up if you did that. You got it? Okay, base does not mean bottom. Looks like all of you got that. Right out the equation for median equals base plus base over 2, please. We're going to do a couple problems together. Okay, so take a look here. I'd like you to solve for both for x and then find whatever angles you could think you can find. This is not isosceles. Go, solve for x. Find whatever angles you think you can find. This is not isosceles. Yago, yes, sir. You got it? Okay.
Clinics over there, guys. Come here. Feel free to grab a handful. You're stuck right now. Ask the neighbor what they're doing. Huh? No. No. All righty, guys. Ready? Take a peek. Oh. Okay. How many of you got 180 and 80? X 10? Yeah. Okay, that was an easy one. Let's try the other one here. So, yeah, it's real simple here. Sure. So write the equation out. I want to see it like this. I want to see median on the left, or M, like Yago wants to use an M, that's fine. So M or median. All right, always write your equation, two sides with an equal side. Now, ready? Let's circle plug chug. So circle median, plug it in. Circle base, plug it in. I even recommend that you circle the 2 and plug it in, because I've had students forget the 2 and it makes a real mess of the problem. All right, guys, I want you to solve for X, plug X in, and then I want you to do some sort of check. I'm not going to tell you what to do for a check here. Should be pretty obvious. Ready? Solve for X, plug it in, show a check. Go. Do your check. All right, ready? Go. Take it. How many of you did something like this? 7 plus 23 over 2, 30 divided by 22 equals 15. Go. Did you see that? Okay, thumbs up. I want you who actually did that. I told you okay. The rest of you, that's what I mean by a check. You plug it in, you see if it works. What do I mean by works? Well, add the bases divided by 2, you get the median. You see that? All right, next page. See that kite? I like you to label everything you know to be true about that kite. Mark it up geometrically. What's equal, what's congruent, what's bisected, where's the right angle, etc. Mark everything you know to be true. goes something like so. Yes? Okay. Ready? Look at your rolling through quad. Yeah, rolling through quads, please. A couple of you roll towards the middle. A couple of you roll towards the side. Go. Let's put it on. Once you face each other, you're working. So a couple of teams need to roll towards the middle, guys. You know who you are. We normally do that. A couple of you need to roll towards the side. Guys, can you roll away a little bit closer? Yes, that's. All right, guys, look up here real quick. Just to clarify, the 40 goes where the orange, the 65 goes with the green. You have additional information. This is a squeeze a sponge problem, and you get to work as a team, but I get to ask every team member a single question. It's a challenge problem. If you and your teammates can get this under 10 minutes, I'll give you +2. If you can get it under 15, I'll give you +1. If you can't make it under 15 minutes, every single person with all your work, there'll be no extra credit. You only get one shot to ask me, so don't call me over until you think you're really done. Okay? And don't ask me how to do it either. Do the best you can. Go. As of this minute, you have, I'll put the clock on 15. I'll give you a 2-minute warning for the 10-minute marker.